Isang bagsak en la cash. Tú eres mi otro yo.
Ethnic studies is learning about the history that's usually not taught at schools, and it focuses on representing the underrepresented.
Ethnic studies allows people to learn about marginalized history that is brushed under the rug.
I feel like regular history classes don't tend to kind of look at the minority point of view, and a lot of it is just Eurocentric history.
It's giving me a deeper understanding of my culture and my ethnicities, being Mexican and African American, so I feel like it is personal to me.
It's really important that people who don't feel as if they're seeing themselves in their history textbooks are getting the representation that they need. I just feel like it's the whole thing with representation, again, seeing people that look like you or that just represent who you are is so important, because you kind of get to see yourself play a hero role.
We took some time to focus on representation through the way that people of color are being presented in the media. We're talking about current events this round. We talked about the actual history of ethnic studies and people that had a giant impact in our communities that are not given the credit that they deserve. So there's a lot of people in our communities that have had a big impact besides Cesar Chavez and Martin Luther King. So I wanted to make sure we gave them some credit.
I think the one where we chose an activist that's really not known well, and it's kind of in the shadows, because I got to learn more about a person who wasn't really in the limelight for what he did. His name was Ralph Abernathy. He worked with Martin Luther King Jr.
I learned a lot of things that I actually didn't know before. There was yellowface, and I was learning about how we're portrayed in the media, and it really hit close to home, because a lot of it I did see in the media, but I never thought much about it. It made me more aware of the things that were happening.
It shouldn't be ethnic studies. It should just be history, if that makes sense. Everyone should learn about the past, and history shouldn't be so centered, I guess, around just one people's history. Try to be as inclusive as you can, because Americans aren't just white anymore.
I mean, it's a lot of empowerment. Once you start learning your history and start learning what you can accomplish, it makes you realize that those are steps that you can actually take. This is the first time when I'm put into a classroom and I get to have a sole focus on this particular issue. So for example, when we went through the representation project, right, we had students that panic to talk in front of people in general, go up and do these beautiful poems that they created themselves about their personal identities that they don't get to share out very often. We have students create these beautiful drawings, right, to represent things that are important to them. So I'm really proud, I'm really happy that it worked out, and I'm really excited to see how great we can make this.
I think that everybody would be able to go in and kind of with an understanding that ethnic studies is something important to a lot of people and it should be respected. And I think honestly anybody could take ethnic studies and be satisfied with how they were affected and how the class is as a whole, because at the end of the day it's education, and no matter what side you're on, I feel like you'll be able to resonate with what we're talking about in class.
Si te amo y respeto, if I love and respect you, me amo y respeto yo. I love and respect myself.
Chavez.